Okay, imagine this for a second. A structure, just completely audacious, super vibrant, taller than maybe a lifeguard stand, all these colors shimmering. But here's the kicker. It's all popsicle layers.
Wow.
Not just, a few, a hundred layers stacked up, all these wild flavors.
100.
You even picture that, because that kind of huge vision, that's what we're digging into today. Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to pull out the key insights from our sources, help you get informed fast. Today, our source is this wonderful story, Tina's 100-layer popsicle adventure. We're going to follow Tina the turtle on her quest to build, well, what she called the biggest, yummiest, most unforgettable popsicle in the world.
Quite the goal for a turtle.
Right. But our mission here isn't just, enjoying a cute story. It's about finding the real lessons in Tina's adventure. This isn't just about dessert. It's kind of like a blueprint for creativity, teamwork, and even, surprisingly, embracing imperfection. How all that can lead to, well, really sweet success and discovery. Building big dreams, one sometimes weird layer at a time. So let's jump right in. Tina's initial idea, where did it start?
Well, the story says she was just bored. She thought 1 flavor is boring, 2 is okay.
That's often where it begins, isn't it? That little bit of dissatisfaction.
Exactly, that feeling of, this could be better. Or in her case, way, way bigger. She didn't just want more. She wanted 100 flavors.
And that number, 100, it's not just incremental. It's a whole different scale of thinking, isn't it? It's not just improving. It's totally reimagining what a popsicle could even be, pushing way past normal.
Totally. And how she went about it was just as wild. The source mentions her freezer cart, buckets of juice, and a rainbow of wacky ingredients.
Wacky is probably the right word.
Definitely not your standard recipe following here. This was like pure creative chaos in a good way. I mean, think about the layers. You had the classic, sure. Strawberry swirl, chocolate chip mint.
Stuff you'd expect. Yeah, then bubblegum blast. Okay, fun. But then layer 4. Spaghetti flavored? Oops.
Spaghetti. Okay, that's bold.
Right. Who does that? But she did.
Weird.
And kept going. Lemon fizz, marshmallow fluff, blueberry sparkle.
It sounds like a kid's ultimate sugar fantasy.
Pretty much. And apparently there was even one mystery flavor she refused to tell anyone about.
Oh, intriguing. But that spaghetti layer, the oops, that's actually really interesting from a creative process standpoint. It shows that, you don't always have to play it safe. Sometimes throwing in something unexpected, even if it feels like a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, that can be where the magic happens. It's about embracing that experimentation, not being afraid to be a bit weird.
Or even make a mistake and just roll with it. Like the oops suggests it wasn't planned, but she included it anyway.
Exactly. Big visions often get built like that layer by imaginative layer, even if some layers are spaghetti flavored.
And it wasn't just a concept. This thing got huge. It towered taller than the snack shack. Became a real landmark.
So people noticed.
Oh, yeah. Friends came by, parrots, penguins. Even Mayor Moose declared it a marvel of summer. It became this community thing.
From a single turtle's boredom.
Amazing, right. So this first part, it really hits home the power of just letting your imagination go completely wild. Don't worry about weird combinations. Push past just okay. It makes you think, what are your own, spaghetti-flavored ideas?
Those slightly crazy concepts you might have shelved.
Yeah, exactly. The ones that might actually be brilliant.
And it's true. Sometimes those oops moments, the things that deviate from the plan, they become the defining feature. Not a failure, but something unique. In product design, art, whatever, those quirks can be what people remember. But you need a certain resilience to see it that way.
Okay, but here's where this story takes a turn, right?
Yeah.
Because big creative projects, they always hit snags.
Almost inevitably.
As Tina kept building higher and higher, the popsicle started getting shaky. The source says, the wobblier the popsicle became. So it wasn't just amazing, it was risky. One gust of wind could send it toppling into the sand.
And that's the crunch point, isn't it? Where the big dream meets, well, physics or logistics. That initial creative burst is vital, but it's usually not enough on its own when things get complex. You hit new problems.
Totally. But what did Tina do? Did she freak out?
Yeah.
Give up?
You'd think she might.
Nope. She thought fast. And, crucially, she called her friends, asked for help.
Ah, the collaboration piece. Smart move.
Really smart. It shows, leadership isn't always about doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's knowing when to bring others in.
And who to bring in, presumably.
Exactly. Because her friends didn't just show up to hold it. They brought specific skills. Benny the Beaver. He built wooden braces. the little engineer.
Okay, structural support makes sense.
Then Lola, the llama, she spun ropes of seaweed to tie it steady, like natural tensile strength.
Resourceful, using what's available.
And Daisy the dog, always practical, fetched buckets of ice to keep it from melting, temperature
Exactly.
control.
So you've got construction, securing, and maintenance, essentially, different specialized roles. Yeah, that's fascinating. It's a perfect little microcosm of effective teamwork, right? You don't just need more hands. You need the right skills applied to the specific problem. Benny's building, Lola's weaving, Daisy's logistics.
Yeah, get in the ice.
Right. It's integrating those diverse talents. That's how you solve complex issues and make the whole thing stronger. It's not just dividing work, it's synergy.
It really drives home that big dreams are rarely solo projects. And asking for help. That's strategy, not weakness.
Absolutely.
It makes you think, when you face your own wobbly popsicle moment, how do you tap into the different skills around you? Who's your Benny, your Lola, your Daisy?
That's a great question for anyone managing a project or really just navigating life's wobbles.
So, okay, team assembled, problem solved. What happened next? Did they finish it?
Yeah.
They did. The grand finale, layer number 100. A glorious rainbow sherbet sparkle.
Sounds like a fitting top layer.
The crowd went wild, apparently.
Yeah.
And Tina, she slid down the side like a tiny turtle firefighter. A moment of pure triumph. Project complete.
Success. Or is it? This is where we could maybe dig a bit deeper into what success really means here.
How so? She built the 100-layer popsicle.
Yeah.
Goal achieved, right?
Well, yes, task completed. But was the goal just the object itself, or was it something more, especially given the journey?
Okay. Because then came the eating part, the grand tasting. And the source says each bite was a surprise. Sweet, silly, and sometimes spaghetti-ish.
There it is again, the spaghetti.
That mistake wasn't hidden or fixed. It was part of the experience. It wasn't perfect tasting, maybe, but it was definitely memorable. Unforgettable, like she wanted.
Exactly. Which leads to Tina's big realization at the end.
Right. She didn't focus on the flaws. She grinned and said, it may not be perfect, but it's the most delicious adventure we've ever built together.
Together, that's key.
Absolutely. It shifts the definition of success, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about achieving some clinical perfection. It was about the shared creation, the fun, the problem solving, the whole messy, wonderful process,
Exactly.
including the quirks.
And that really raises a fundamental point, I think. What's the real value? Is it hitting some idealized, flawless target? Or is it the richness of the collaborative journey, the learning, the story you create along the way?
Like the process itself becomes the reward, almost as much as the final thing.
Precisely. Tina's insight suggests the value was deeply tied to the shared building, the adventure. The spaghetti-ish moments weren't effects, they were part of his unique character. Maybe true success, especially in creative or complex work, lies more in that adaptability, the shared experience, and the memorable journey than in just ticking off requirements for perfection.
It makes perfect seem kind of boring, actually. The adventure sounds way more delicious.
Doesn't it? It prioritizes learning, connection, and, well, a better story in the end.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on Tina's giant popsicle, let's just quickly nail down those key takeaways.
Good idea.
First, that huge power of just dreaming big, letting creativity run wild, even embracing the wacky ideas. Don't self-censor too early.
The initial spark.
Second, the absolute necessity of teamwork when things get tough, recognizing you need help, and strategically bringing in diverse skills isn't just helpful, it's often essential.
Collaboration solves wobbles.
And finally, maybe the biggest one, the beauty of imperfection. Redefining success not as flawless execution, but as the richness of the shared journey, the adventure, the spaghetti-ish bits and all.
Embracing the process, quirks included.
So now turning it over to you listening. Think about your own goals, your projects, big or small. What's your 100-layer project? What's that audacious dream you're cooking up that feels maybe a little intimidating?
And maybe think about, who are your potential collaborators? Who is the Benny with the building skills, the Lola with the seaweed ropes, the Daisy bringing the ice? How can you leverage the strengths around you when your own popsicle starts to wobble?
Yeah. And here's one last thought to maybe noodle on. What spaghetti-flavored layer are you going to be brave enough to add to your next big idea? Knowing that sometimes the most amazing, most unforgettable adventures aren't built perfectly smooth. They're built together with a ton of imagination, a bit of teamwork, and maybe, just maybe, a willingness to embrace the gloriously unexpected. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.